My Office of Informational Technology Fellowship project was centered on the development of online learning modules for a neurologic medicine course, which we entitled Nilmos. My project related to my role as an educator in the medical school at the University of Minnesota Duluth. Medicine is a shifting landscape, and to be successful, our students need to be collaborators, problem solvers, information literate, and lifelong learners. To achieve these goals, students engage in problem-based learning, simulations, and clinical experiences. But there's also a lot of sitting in the classroom, passively taking in information that is then assessed by multiple choice tests. A recent study in academic medicine suggests that students actually become less self-directed over their first year of medical school. With limited resources and new opportunities, there's a lot of interest in incorporating e-learning into higher education. For students, e-learning creates flexibility, allowing students to activate information when and where they want. But many e-learning experiences are fairly passive and uncollaborative, not helping students to develop the desired lifelong learning skills. I previously implemented a flipped or hybrid classroom, which combines an online lecture followed by an in-class group activity. For the Nilmos, we tried to create an online learning experience that would be similar to the in-class group learning experience. The online modules incorporated a scaffold on which students were required to answer questions. In some cases, this involved creating a drawing. The image is a student-produced synaptic terminal. Students shared their answers to a discussion board, which then released answers submitted by other students and an expert answer, for which the students could look through these different answers and compare. To evaluate the Nilmos, we compared the discussion board activities to PowerPoint online lectures using a crossover design. We found that there was no difference between student performance in the course whether the students had done the activity or viewed the online lecture. So not directly having the information told to them did not hurt student performance. It's important to note that it is challenging to assess gains in those desired lifelong learning skills. In the future, we plan to determine if there's any difference in retention of the material, looking 2 years later when the students begin their neurology clerkships. People often talk about death by PowerPoints, but our students love them and know how to study from them. We found that our students strongly preferred the online lecture format over the discussion board activity. And in general, they reported that it wasn't worth the extra time they spent looking up the information, and that they would prefer just to have the information that they needed be told to them. So often there's a feeling that students should do what's good for them, even if they don't like it, akin to eating your lima beans. But I think there's validity in listening to the students' feelings, since emotions are closely tied to learning. One question to ask is, why is it the students feel that their time is such a commodity? Is it that they would rather be on Twitter? No, I think it's mostly due to the fact that they are exposed to a continuous deluge of information. The information will keep coming, so as we as educators need to think about how we can help to control the flow of information and help the students to develop strategies to direct and funnel the information. Receiving the OIT fellowship benefited me in all of the ways I hoped that it would benefit the students. It required me to develop leadership skills, to coordinate different technical expertise. Of course, there were problems to solve, and I needed to delve into both the education and scientific literature. The interprofessional collaboration of the fellowship sparked new ideas and interests to be explored, like geospatial information services and digital storytelling. So the project created the context for my own growth, and I will continue to work on designing supportive learning environments to help facilitate the students' growth.